Well, let's turn our attention now to the COVID-19 pandemic continuing to rage here across the country. Record number of deaths reported in the U.S. on Thursday, more than 4,100 people succumbing to COVID-19. And this as vaccine rollout continues, accelerating somewhat, still a bit slow, and fears linger over how effective currently approved vaccines might be around new variants of COVID that have been discovered. And Anjalee Khemlani joins us now for the latest on a 2021 story, maybe a positive, right? I thought it was going to be a better year. This is not a peer-reviewed study, but some work out of the University of Texas suggests that the vaccines are likely effective against one of the new variants of COVID. So a lot of caveats here, but again, I think maybe some good news on how effective this will be broadly as we continue to see cases spread, but hopefully ramp up vaccinations.
That's right, Miles. We know that we heard from both the mRNA vaccine companies, Pfizer and Moderna, in December when we first learned about how rapidly that UK variant was spreading, as well as the emergence of the South Africa strain. So all told, we know that they were going to be starting these tests and checking on whether or not the existing vaccines are effective. So far, they said that it is likely, and we got the first sort of look at that from the Pfizer-Biontech vaccine. While it is not clear that it is exactly effective against the entire virus itself. It's basically, how do I explain this? It's basically like one part of the variations of the mutations. Remember, when we talk about variations and mutations in viruses, it requires multiple different changes in order to in the changes. And so of that, one part of it has proven effective. And so that gives them even further hope that we will see the results. And to your point, this is also coming at a time where we're seeing record numbers again. Some reports were even as high as 4,200 deaths for yesterday. And we know that the case count continues to climb as well as hospitalizations. So we're seeing a repeat of what happened last spring when it comes to just daily continuous records being set while we wait for more people to be vaccinated and basically are in a race against these strains. So waiting to see what the further full results will be. No timeline yet on when we will know the answer about the strains, but of course, both companies working really hard to get that answer to us.
Well, and this also coming, Anjalee, we're getting expected, but formalized approval of Moderna's vaccine over in Europe. And I guess the question would be, is there anything the companies can do other than roll out the vaccine they have and then, kind of back test it to say, oh, it will work if you were to come in contact with this type of variant? I mean, there's no way to, like, you kind of just roll with the punches here, right? We have the vaccines, we'll distribute them as we can and sort of hope for the best.
That's right. I mean, they can start another smaller test if they really have the resources to, if they feel like they have the time to. But remember how long the clinical trials took. It would take a little extra time, maybe several weeks before they would get an answer. So it seems like the quickest answer is to do these back tests. They could, in the future, do something else, but it doesn't seem like that's on the plate just yet.
All right. Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani with the latest on the pandemic.